Thanks for joining us today. We begin with that breaking news. St. Norbert College announcing today it will terminate 27 faculty positions of its current 93-person staffing through May of 2026. Board of Trustees also discontinuing 15 of its 65 majors.
This is coming after the board said it is continuing what it calls a retrenchment of the college, which will terminate positions and programs because of financial reasons. 21 of the terminated faculty will lose jobs in May of this year. 6 others will remain on staff until May of 2026. College officials say the cuts are part of an effort to align staff with the size of the campus student population. According to today's news release, the college's chief academic officer will meet with each student in the discontinued programs to help provide them new direction. St. Norbert website says approximately 1,800 students attend the school right now. The college also laid off workers last spring and in the fall of 2023.